Christian eagerly looked at Worldly Wiseman. "Please tell me this secret." "Why," said Worldly Wiseman, "the answer lies just a short distance away in a village called Morality. There ask after a gentleman the name of Legality. He's a very judicious man, and a man of very good name. He has skill to help men off with their burdens, as yours from their shoulders. In fact, according to what I know, he has helped many pilgrims a great deal in this way. Besides that, he has the skill to cure those who are somewhat overwrought and irrational about burdens. You can go to him and be helped right way. His house is quite a mile from here, and if not home himself, he has a son who is friendly, easy to get along with, whose name is Civility. He can assist you in the same way as his father. You can be relieved of his burden there." So Christian turned from his current path to go visit Mr. Legality's house for help. But as he approached the hill, it seemed to be steeper than he first thought. It rose so high that the side of it hung above him. It raised him in fear to venture further, for he was afraid the hill would fall on his head. He stood there trying to figure out what to do, and his burden seemed heavier than ever, much heavier than he had ever had when he set out from home. Flashes of fire erupted from the side of the hill. There were thunder and lightning, flashes and thick cloud upon the mountain, and a very great trumpet sound, so that all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Mount Sinai was all in smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked violently. The sight filled Christian with dread that he would be burnt. Sweat beaded across his brow. He trembled with fear. He began to be sorry that he had taken Worldly Wiseman's advice. Just then he spotted Evangelist coming to meet him, and while he was relieved to see the man, at the same time a blush of embarrassment heated his face, for he had ignored the man's advice. Me and my little pilgrim are on our journey. Christian's got a real problem, this terrible burden on his back that he can't shake off and seems to get worse and worse. He meets a man called Worldly Wiseman. This is the kind of person who's always looking for shortcuts. And he listens to a Christian and says, "Well, that burden sounds really terrible, but I know a shortcut. Why don't you just do better? Why don't you go to a town called Legality and find a man called Civility? Why don't you do better? Why don't you just find some nice company and settle down and do your best going forward? That's all right. Just do your best." Now you see, that's half the answer, but it's not the whole answer. What does Christian do about all the sins of the past? How does he deal with all the things that he has done? Because that's not dealt with. And then as he tries to do his best, and he tries to keep God's law, and he tries to be nice and kind and civil, he finds that it's impossible. It becomes like a great mountain. And as he tries to walk that path of doing your best and trying harder, he finds that he can't, and it just becomes a greater and greater and greater and greater burden. You see, the answer is never just do your best. The answer is never just try harder. The answer is keep going, follow the narrow way until it gets to Jesus Christ, and then trust him and put all your cares and worries upon his shoulders. He's offered to carry them, and he'll take them away. And then he'll give you the power to live a life that brings glory and honour to him. There are no shortcuts. We'd like there to be, but there aren't. No shortcuts to obedience, to faith, to humility, and to trusting Christ. Well, from me and my little friend on our little path, here we are. Ready to keep going? Have a good day.